table. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
We here though, for real.
How y'all doing?
Hey girl, what's up?
How are you? Who are you, girl?
Oh, well, introduce yourself. My name is it's me, aka Newly Gray. We gonna get it together before the end of the show, y'all.
Girl, we had a week off.
Listen, that's one of those. What am I supposed to say?
Right.
What's your last word?
Who's I? And then we have
Lisa, the boss lady.
Hey,
come on with it,
Globetrotter.
Hey,
that was everything.
And then we have our special guest today. We have Miss Verna Caddie. How are you?
yes, hey,
Blessed and highly favored. Can y'all hear me with my hands?
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Awesome. So, of course, now, usually we say, how was y'all's week?
Yes.
But how was your week and a half? 2 weeks. It feels like I haven't seen y'all since y'all were wee tired.
I know, right?
Right. So, how's it been?
Listen, it's been ups and downs. It's been pluses and minuses. It's been,
So
but I've made
how was
it.
the gratitude holiday? How was that?
It was great.
Okay.
It was great. I'm grateful for still my life.
Amen.
I'm still alive. I still
Amen.
got all my parts.
Facts.
So, my peoples is still here.
Yes.
And even we did have a few that passed, but you know what?
Sorry.
Thank God he's still,
Yes.
right?
On the
Because we
throne.
still have some things to do
Yes.
for the rest of our days. So
Yes.
I'm still grateful because we're still in the season of gratitude.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And, regardless to, and not to make it sound like it's a negative, but the things that do happen in our lives are for us and for other people.
Right.
Right. And so, and they're going to happen.
Right.
They're going to happen. Feel that emotion, do what you got to do with that, but don't stay
In that
there.
spot. Yeah.
Right.
That's good
Because there's
advice.
something to learn from it, and there's
Yes.
something that you can teach somebody else.
Yes. That's
So,
good.
I'm still grateful.
You're so good. Miss Lisa,
Yes, ma'am.
how are your travels and sojourns?
Yes.
It was
Sojourns.
very relaxing.
Okay,
It was
good.
very relaxing. Y'all, funny story about the situation. We left, our anniversary was actually last Friday. And so we left that day and I had to work. And I fell asleep on the ride to where we were going. And so when I woke up, I was not aware I was on an island.
Oh. Oh. So
I was like, he was like, let's go find something to eat. And I pulled up maps and I was like,
oh wait.
this is water.
Hold on a
It
minute.
was great. It was very
Yes.
relaxing and quiet, and it was absolutely the recharge that I needed. Our Thanksgiving was very quiet and
Awesome.
family, just
Yes.
everything was great.
Oh, that's
Awesome. Miss Caddie, how was your holiday? Your time of gratitude and Thanksgiving?
My time of gratitude and Thanksgiving was so peaceful and
Okay.
restful. Just home with the kids and watching Christmas movies, putting up the Christmas tree, and lots of eating.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's the best part.
Mhm.
Ooh, that was the best
Mhm.
part. Mine was very relaxful. I don't know if that's
a word.
It's
Today,
okay.
that's a
Okay,
word.
Just
Yes.
making sure,
Yeah.
full of relaxing. It was very relaxful. We rested. Like we rested in a way that we didn't feel pressed to rip and run, because a lot of times, especially as teachers or people who work 9 to 5s and then you get a stretch of time off, you try to cram everything you need to get done in that 1 week off, thinking that, it's going to really help you when you're just using all of that energy and, trying to get stuff done and filling in the blanks. And so we just refused to do that. Like
Nice.
I established very early on that I was not cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
And so since there are only 2 of us in the house, nobody cooked Thanksgiving dinner. I cooked a pot of Thanksgiving greens with some Thanksgiving turkey necks in it and turkey legs in it. And so we made that happen. But we ate a lot of food from grandma's.
Yes.
And let me tell you about this dressing. So we ate the dressing at the house, right? And so, if you're cooking for a lot of people and you're cooking a lot of stuff is going to end up getting cold because you got to keep moving on to the next thing you cook. So by the time I got my plate, because I didn't fix my plate, by the time I got my plate, all my food was cold.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, I'm not going to fuss. It's 900 people in here. It's okay. I just want this wrapped up and I'm going to take something to go and I'll eat it, heat it up at home.
Right.
So I knew it was tasty.
Okay.
So because that's why I said bring the plate home, wrap it up. I knew it had good potential. And so when I heated up this plate, it was it was really good.
Okay.
It was the most like everything on that plate was so good.
Mm-hmm.
But we only got enough to eat maybe that night because we ate early.
Oh, wow.
And so I woke up the next morning like, I need to call Gran because I'm coming back to Galveston.
Wow.
So that I can get a bigger pan of all the leftovers. Right. So literally she left and went out of town Saturday. I went the other way to go to Galveston. I brought home like a roasting pan of I'm telling you, this was what, Thursday? And she left Friday. She came back Sunday and had no dressing. No dressing. And the point was I'm going to get us some dressing. Right. So I was just like, this is the best Thanksgiving ever. But more than that, it was the first time in a long time since my mom passed away. My mom passed when I was 16. It was the first time since then that I felt the love and the family.
Nice.
And we'll talk about that, offline, but it was just like, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Absolutely.
Like that everybody there wants you there, that you want to be there with those people. And and I think it was because of the intention and the intentionality around who's coming, because you did have to be a little bit more exclusive, right? This is COVID. So we had rules like, say, if y'all are going to be engaging, if you're going to be coming, then you need to make sure you are away from people. We had, expectations. You had to let folks know ahead of time, like, yes, I'll be there. No, I won't be there. This is our cutoff number. So it was very carefully planned. So knowing that the people who were there were conscientious enough to follow those requests from us, just to make sure that we could do what we could do to be safe. That just meant so much, because they could have been like, nah, I want to go to the club and I just will catch y'all when I catch y'all. But folks were just really intentional and they did what they needed to do. And it was so much love.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
And I don't think I had smiled that much in a while, just with all of the stuff that's going on. And it just felt so like I could see why I needed to be thankful, and so it was just really, really great. So thank y'all for letting me share that. It was just really dope.
That's a great thing.
But we're gonna come back with some of our conversations. We have some topics, some hot ones, some tea to spill, some coffee to sip. So just hold tight and we'll be right back.
Are you tired of bad hair days, dry hair, and lackluster curls? You know the struggle.
Are you tired of bad hair days, dry, damaged hair, and lackluster curls? We know the struggle is real. Earth's Nectar Hair Care is here to bring life back to your hair and take you from struggle to shine. Offering organic, cruelty-free hair care options, we focus on giving you salon quality with multi-use products to save time, money, and shelf space. Visit our website today at www.earthsnectar.com for thicker, stronger, healthier personality, charisma, and style. A true star ready to shine at your next event. Latriva Deneen, radio personality and event host, will make your event the place to be and provide lasting memories for your audience. If you want to take your event to the next level, book Latriva Deneen to be your host, MC, moderator, or red carpet interviewer and host. Contact her at Latriva Deneen on Facebook and Instagram for booking information and pricing. And make sure to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
You have here at the table Miss Miriam.
Government.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
And we got. That's all right. They already know because they've been on my Facebook. So we got Latriva Deneen.
That's me.
Holding it down at the board over there.
Yes. And we got
Lisa, the boss lady.
Awesome. And then we have
Dr. Verna Caddie in the house.
Thank you, Dr. Caddie. All righty. And then of course it's me. So Dr. Caddie is our resident etiquette expert. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we also know that you are an author. So tell us about all of these things and the accolades and the wonderful services you are providing for folks. Tell us about your work.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. If you want to lean in, you can. There you go.
Great. Well, I've been an etiquette expert for lots of years without giving my age away. Let me just say lots.
Okay.
But what I really wanted to focus on was helping young ladies to be the very best that they could be through etiquette, which is a lost art.
Right.
Yes.
Nowadays, you I was listening to this show called The View,
Mm-hmm.
and they were saying how nowadays all you see is heinies.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's it.
that's all you see. You
On
know?
the men and women.
But we need okay.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But we need to know that as women and women of God, that we are more than our heinies.
Mm-hmm.
We have brains. I mean, we have a first Black female president.
Vice president.
Vice president.
She's speaking it. Don't
President.
worry. She's speaking it. That's what had
because
happened.
trust me, I guarantee you, she can be president.
Absolutely. That's no doubt.
She's a very smart woman.
Mm-hmm.
But so with that being said, we definitely need to rise up.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't rise up, this is the occasion right now for Black women, Asian women, Hispanic women, all women to rise up. This is the season. So with the etiquette, we need to learn how, if we're going to walk in a boardroom, how to present ourselves. I always tell my young ladies in the workshops that when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
So with people like myself, you need to hire someone to teach you, to train you the things that you need to know.
Right.
Because I think even older women don't know how to behave. You know, I was looking at something online yesterday, and I don't know if you guys heard it or not. It was something about an owner of a restaurant.
Yeah, we come into it.
We'll come to
that.
Okay, well, with that being
Yes,
said, when I heard that, I just can't believe that women, we must do better. We're living in a time right now where we have Kamala Harris, okay? Look at this woman, classy, elegant. This woman and Michelle Obama, we don't have time to twerk. We got work to do.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's much work.
Do you have any? Do you get a lot of pushback from what you're trying to do?
Oh, I don't get pushback.
I've noticed that that people are being a little more lenient as far as not being as far as etiquette, and it's people not demanding that from people. They're being way more lenient and allowing certain things that I know wasn't allowed even when I was growing up.
What are we meaning by etiquette? Can you define that for us? Because that might be a new word for some of our listeners, or just even being able to know. Right. Just even knowing what it entails. So what is meant by etiquette?
Well, etiquette is basically making other people feel comfortable. That's just plain and simple without me going into the dictionary and giving you some big words that you may or may not understand. It's the way of how you carry yourself. It's the way that you behave when no one is there. You know, that's basically it. And it comes with confidence as well. Confidence is not being arrogant, but you have to learn how to present yourself. And a lot of people just don't know. They just don't know.
And I can definitely understand that school of thought. Like I remember growing up and there being adults and women in my life who were very specific around how we sit, how we should be perceived in public, how we should conduct ourselves. And that generation of women changed around my generation. So I know that the women who were, probably my sister's age, my sister's probably about 50 something now. And so that was probably the last generation where there was a lot more people who were strict and structured around what that looked like. And for my generation, we some of us stuck with it, some of us threw that off. And then after that, it became less common that you would have people talking about what are the rules for when you're eating in a public place, or how do you conduct yourself, or how you're supposed to sit. And it became less important to us, seemingly. So where do you think that we got off track with that? Why do you think that there was that shift? Why do you think that etiquette, we've moved away from that as a people, as a culture? How you see that?
Well, I believe that we have moved away from it due to the fact that social media is there, and we have all these wannabe lifestyle people, and they are, we have reality TV now where young girls are looking at that. And so what it is that uh, I know we'll get to the co-author of the book that I wrote, but let me just fast forward to it. Good company corrupts good manners. So if you are a good person, and I've been knowing you for years, and you're just a straight good person, but then you start hanging around someone else who's may not. We used to call it fast when we were growing up, without giving my age. Well, some of young girl ways gonna rub off on you.
Right.
That's the reason why we have to be very careful about the people that we are surrounded by.
Okay.
Without me getting so religious, but let me just get religious. We are dealing in a spiritual way right now, where there's spirits. So if you're not guarded, there's going to be a spirit that's going to jump on you. And if you're not covered with the blood of Jesus, get ready, because some things are going to happen in your life.
Got you. So how did you come to doing what you do now?
Well, I have been in this industry for years and years. I'm going to, without giving my age, not that old, but over 20 something years.
Okay.
I used to teach models, but my whole thing about it is that I wanted young girls of my skin tone to, because I also do debutante cotillion balls.
Nice.
I wanted them to experience what that was. I know some Hispanic girls at 16, they have a quinceañera, but we don't have that for our Black girls.
Yeah.
So this is why I try to make it so important that every mother that have a teenage daughter, her daughter should be enrolled in my program.
Absolutely.
Why? Let me tell you why. In schools, and I have a young daughter, in school, she taught me some things about that is going on in high school that I had no clue about. I was clueless. And not bashing anyone or anything like that, but we have to watch who our kids are surrounded by.
Of course.
Because like I stated, those spirits will come on your children. If your kids are not protected, then some things are going to go on.
Yeah.
If a young girl is trying to become herself, and then another little girl is maybe, let me say this right, is trying to become something else. A young man who, she's a girl, but she want to become a young man, she may even try to entice your daughter, So you have to be careful about who are you around, who are your friends. Because these schools have a lot of that stuff going on. So I'm kind of glad my child is homeschooled now. So I can monitor, well, she is a good girl anyway, but thank God for that. But we have to be careful about who our kids are around. And it's very, very, very true.
It is. And what so is the need for protecting girls, like where your passion for this work lies where? With education or with what is the need? Why do you think that people need etiquette? I think that's the question out there.
Well, I think we all do need etiquette, both girls and boys. Because I even think young boys, one day you're going to start dating, and if you don't know how to date a young girl, chivalry has become dead in our society. Some young men don't know how to open up the doors for a young lady. If you look at ID channel, I'm an ID watcher, but I've saw a couple of shows where young boys are killing their girlfriends.
Yeah.
So we have to protect our girls and our sons. So we really have to have that talk with them. And it starts at home. We can't send our children to school and expect the teachers to raise our kids.
Right.
That's so true.
You have to raise your own child.
Right.
And if you can't, get some help. Enroll them in my program. Enroll them in different programs. If you don't want to enroll your daughter in my program, well, find other programs that you can enroll her with so that she can understand how to be a young lady. And for young boys, how to be a young man. So I'm very passionate about it, especially in the day and time that we're in right now. Whenever you turn on the TV, there's a young lady getting killed.
Yeah.
And it's so sad.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? What are we doing enough?
Right.
You know, as a community? Well, what are we doing?
And what is the name of your program?
Divine Creations.
Divine Creations. And what does your program offer?
My program offers lots of different tiers that I have now, but my debutante cotillion, it's basically, like I said, like a quinceañera, but it's for Black girls where you have to go through etiquette training, where we teach you how to be a young lady, how to sit, how to walk, how to speak, how to go to a job interview. We teach them not twerking, but classical dance. We teach them things that they will need to succeed. So that's what my program is about.
Okay. Nice. And what sort of obstacles have you overcome that have made this your passion?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Go ahead, ask.
No.
What was it?
What kind of obstacles have you overcome doing what you do?
Well, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I've overcome being in Divine Creation for over 25 years now.
Nice.
A lot of people will tell you they'll support your nonprofit, or when you have a nonprofit, they'll support you. They don't. I got doors shut on me. I had people tell us, "Oh, you can bring the girls here to practice." And when we got there, the building was locked and closed, and I had a ton of girls, young men, there to practice. And I'm like, okay, you know. So I mean, that's the thing about it. If you see somebody that is doing something for the community, at least open your doors and help them.
And don't be afraid to help, because oftentimes stuff like that, I'll say that it's free and it costs nothing, but it actually does, because you're doing something that needs to be taught. And if you haven't been taught it as the parent, then like you said, get help. You know, if you want to see your child, it irks my blood. And I don't have any children. That's a whole nother show. But it irks my blood to hear parents say, oh, well, they ain't like this and they're not like this and my kid don't do this. But what did you provide for them to be what you wanted them to be? Did you put them in a situation? Did you put them in a program that was going to feed them what you know you didn't get? Right. And what you don't want to, because some people just don't want to extend that, right, you know, from themselves. So did you put them in a place where they could get it, such as this program? So when you don't blend a spot, you know, you are hurting what people like Miss Caddie is trying to do, and then have the audacity to sit on the other side. Ooh, did you see the cheering? So either, like my daddy say, you either gonna be a part of the problem or the solution. And being a part of the solution ain't always handing out money. It's just not.
Right. I mean, some support is free. I mean, and like a share, word of mouth, it goes a long way. Support is not, it doesn't have to be monetary. And I think what you're doing is very important. And I think that a lot of people should get behind it. And I also think that it's a little bit of a lost art. You know, people need to definitely start taking advantage of programs like that if they're not aware. I was taught etiquette growing up. I was taught, you know, my parents are older, so I was taught that, and my nana, you know, taught me how to behave. And I can remember when I was raising another child, raised 12 children. I gave birth to 3, and I was raising another child, and it was a young lady, and she was burping like really, really loud, and I was like, that is just not ladylike. Well, I don't want to be a young lady.
Wow. Yeah,
and I was just like, and it just struck me, you know, I didn't have a choice.
That part.
And I didn't, like, they didn't see, they don't know what a half slip is. They don't know what stockings are that you get out the egg. They don't know any of those things, but those are all things I grew up with. But you know, you don't chew gum, that's disrespectful. If you have to have something in your mouth, you can suck on a peppermint. But nobody should know something is in your mouth.
That's it.
You know, those are things that I don't see the younger generation learning. Not just etiquette, but work ethic. All of those things.
They don't, and that all goes hand in hand with my work etiquette. It's very important. What are your ethics? You know, how are you conducting business as a businesswoman? I see people nowadays opening up business, but it's sad to say a lot of them need to not open up businesses. A lot of them need to stay on their 9 to 5 because their work ethics are not correct. Their customer service is hard. My daughter just turned 16 and she just opened up her own business. And her customer service skills is on point because I taught her that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm going to spend my money at your establishment, I want to make sure my customer service is on point.
Right.
And the thing about it is they don't want to spend money to train their employees.
That investment.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's
But
really sad.
it's really sad. And like you said about the young girls, I had to teach a school, I'm not going to name the school, but young girls were actually crying because they were sitting with their legs wide open. And when I told them, you don't sit, a young lady does not sit with their legs wide open, they literally cried because they didn't know how to do it.
Right. Have you ever had a situation where not only were you teaching a child, but you were teaching their parent as well because they didn't know?
A lot of parents don't know, but I'm going to say this, a lot of parents are ashamed to ask.
Yeah.
They're just ashamed to ask, but they don't know. They don't know how to raise kids. I mean, look at the news. I mean, look at anything on YouTube and you'll see girls fighting in the hallways.
You gotta go to YouTube. It's everywhere. Facebook,
And then,
Twitter.
yeah, sometimes I see these business women and they're on Instagram teaching business. And all I see is boobs. So I'm like, okay, maybe, you have to be able to present yourself correctly if you're going to be a businesswoman. I don't want to buy your products if you're getting on Instagram and you're telling me about your product, but all I see is your boobs online. That's not professional.
Yes, indeed. That's definitely a lost art.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Got some listeners here. Hey, Delisa. Hey, David. Hey, Marvell. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are here with Miss Verna Caddie, right? Etiquette coach and author. And so I'm grateful that you started this. You said you've been doing it over 20 years, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I remember when my mom enrolled me in a debutante ball, I screamed and hollered and cried.
Right.
You all that?
Right.
You got to be prissy. I was used to climbing trees, playing with my brothers.
Right.
However, hindsight, looking now at what I see,
Right.
it's like, oh, mama, thank you, baby.
Right.
Good looking out, but and then also it allows me to I've gotten to the point to where in my young age, yes, where I feel like because I know the little that I know,
Right.
I have no problems with what you doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
And then now that I know someone, look, you need to call this lady right here and get it together because you can expect to see something different if you're not willing to start it or to do something. I'm tired of seeing cracks and not the ones in the sidewalk.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, the young ladies that sit like they sit, with the legs open or, whatever. Come on, ma.
Right.
Come on. But you want somebody to treat you differently.
Miss.
It depends. I struggle. And we're going to take a break because we need to pay some bills. But there are definitely some things that I struggle with around the idea of etiquette and what we should be. I struggle with that. So we'll talk about it in a second. We're going to take this break and then we'll be right back.
Don't let social media out here looking dusty. Hit your sexy back at exclusive barbershop with Stephanie the Barber, offering haircuts for men, women, and children, as well as spa treatments.
Attention businesswomen, movers and shakers, and IAG Productions is your one-stop shop for event production, sales and marketing, makeup artist services, and entertainment booking, featuring signature events with Poet Goddess Fee and date and ladies' nights. We don't do boring, and we're not your average production house. We are women supporting women and pushing men toward greatness. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram at IAG Productions for more information or to work with us for your next event. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Yes. I was trying to get out of that.
Vaginal detox has many great benefits, increases fertility.
Attention all divas, fashionistas, and ladies of style and sophistication. Lisa Danae's Diva Den is now open for your online shopping pleasure. We offer custom designs created exclusively for the Diva Den, including our Queen collection, specifically designed with you in mind. Choose from tees, tanks, hoodies, leggings, face masks, and home decor. Tired of those cookie cutter looks and boring styling options? The Diva Den can help you get your shine on. Visit us today at www.lisadene.com/Diva Den and tell them Stunner Radio sent you.
Continue with our interview
conversation. Yes, with
yeah.
Miss Caddie. I am trying to learn.
I got you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Miss Caddie, how can the listeners learn more about you or get in touch with you?
They can reach us on Facebook or they can Google me.
Okay.
And what are those addresses? Facebook where?
Facebook at Verna Caddie, or for the Debutante program, Debutante 101.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Really simple. Debutante 101. Don't play and act like you don't. I couldn't debutante. That's DEBUTANT 101. Just saying. And I need to come and refresh because I don't remember which side to put the other four on.
Right. So Miss Lisa, Miss Caddie brought up the situation at the
True Kitchen.
Yes. So I think this would be a good spot to kind of drop this in so that we can continue with our conversation with Miss Caddie around etiquette and how she viewed that situation. So what happened, Lisa?
So I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but there was the owner of True Kitchen and Cocktails in Dallas, Texas. Mm-hmm. First of all, that is the setting. It was Dallas, Texas.
Watch my.
Okay. So I'm just saying. So he addressed the restaurant and he said a couple of cuss words, to
that's
them.
what it was.
Yes, he said, if you want to do that, take that ish to the pink.
Yeah.
Just get the F out.
Right. Yeah.
Because the lady was twerking. The DJ throw that in a circle, and that's what she proceeded to do.
Okay. Instructions.
However, she climbed on top of the furniture, put her hands on the glass wall. Okay. First and foremost, do not climb on my furniture. She's lucky she got cursed out of snatched. But
wow.
People are saying that he was harsh and unprofessional because he was using that language. I did go back and look at some video clips, and he did approach them 3 different times and asked them nicely, even please don't do that.
Okay.
And after, she still proceeded to climb on the furniture and this was a nice sized lady. Throwing her behind, throwing her behind in a circle, and I'm trying to eat.
Got you.
I don't.
And see, I think part of that, because somebody sent me that clip and I didn't realize that's where it was.
Right.
But it was only the part of him clicking.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so I read, and they were like,
Exactly.
well, how do you feel about this?
Exactly.
Well, so I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
Well, if I come to you 3 times, you're not even, that though is what you can do.
Absolutely.
Right quick. First, and then secondly, it will, but I need to talk to the DJ. Because if according to the owner, he said, I'm trying to do something to take us here.
That's the
so
issue.
You can't just go to one person because, like you said, following instructions. So if you're trying to set a setting for us to do a little better, then throw that. It shouldn't be on the
That's absolutely true.
It should have been Kenny G.
Right. And he did address the DJ as well. He addressed the detail on that video as well.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't see it.
But that wasn't the first, this is the kind of music that they always play, from what I understood from people's. So his whole plan to get this upscale, posh, high level Black experience for Black people, your steps of doing that are wrong. So if you gonna tell people this is what I want to create, but every time you're playing body yada 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 or some sort of something balanced, and you know what brunch experiences with Black people are like. You know that when people say they going to brunch, they are going to turn up for the fun. And so and then on top of that, my understanding is that there's more drinks on the menu than food.
Oh, man.
Yes.
So you are drink, and the drinks are enormous. Like I saw one drink which was like a drink that was in a Douce bottle.
Yeah,
so if you are constantly feeding these people liquor, you're not buffering this with no bread. You're not trying to keep people you are creating an atmosphere
that is not
for
posh.
this, and you don't have security.
Okay,
so I'm confused as to how you are creating a certain experience, but everything around, and you want them to do something different, right? So you got body shaking, you got twerk music, you got this. Now, the sister was disrespectful in that the 3 times, in that you're on my furniture. And one thing that he didn't mention that he should have was, this is unsafe, people.
He did say that. He said he was concerned for her safety because she was
on that glass.
Exactly. Yes, and she was big.
And it was like, scared. How do you do this? But you're sending mixed messages as the owner, and so it's. I think it's necessary for him to take a couple of steps back and take some ownership, because if you want to cultivate a certain thing, then you do that. Like that's what you curate.
I agree, but do you do that at the Cheesecake Factory?
But they're not playing that.
Yeah,
that part. At Benihana, I've been at Benihana and they play stuff.
But not all of them. And we're talking about his restaurant and what he is trying to do. So it's like this is what you want to set up. Like you're saying, I'm doing this for Black people. And there were images of, I saw a video of where they were like dudes stepping on a table.
I did say that.
And I was just like, okay, are you telling them that they're not being young men? Like, and that's the piece that I struggle with. It's like, don't chastise these women on the strength of you are being a woman. You need to act this way because you're a woman.
Which happens.
You can't, that is not acceptable in my book.
So
go ahead.
Pause. Miss Caddie.
Oh, sorry.
So do y'all really want to hear my?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why I just.
We already know you're not gonna cuss. So guys, come on with it.
First and foremost, when I take my family to eat, or if I'm going, because I'm a brunch lady. I love brunch. I love. I live for the weekends to brunch.
Yes.
I don't care who you are. You're wrong. This is an eatery. If you want to twerk, you go to the club. Period. You don't step on no one's furniture, period.
Yeah.
Men, same. I don't know who this woman is, but I pray that she gets the help that she needs, because if anyone is twerking while I'm eating, I am leaving. My mother is so picky about her food. I mean, if a piece of hair is somewhere, she's like, ugh, and I'm like that too. What if you had been twerking, some of your weave would have fell in my food. It's a place that, there's a place and a time for all that. Yeah. And to me, it is just very disrespectful to herself. And as a woman, I don't know what, where she comes from, but I think that she needs etiquette skills, because you do not go to anybody's restaurant, whether he had it or not. I've been to brunch place where they have before I let go, and I'm, snapping, But to actually get on someone's furniture and start twerking, how dare you?
Yeah. Especially after you've been asked to not.
Multiple times.
It's totally disrespectful.
Yeah.
Totally disrespectful. Now, the owner, you always get the last, I guess he was so fed up. I guess he was so fed up till he just,
he snapped.
No one is perfect, and he just snapped. And I can truly understand this. I mean, if she would have fell and hurt herself, guess what? Liability. You would have been,
she would have been the first one.
And so I just think we need to learn how to carry ourselves. Again, if we're women, you all are women, okay? And this is a man. You carry yourself as such when you go into someone's establishment. Are you going to twerk when you go in someone's restaurant?
Me? No. Yeah, okay. I don't know how to twerk.
Well, okay. But my point is, that's because you're a woman. You're going to handle yourself as such. Handle yourself as a lady so that you can be treated like a lady. That's
the problem. I think that these young ladies are not aware of what it's like to be treated like a lady, and they haven't been taught.
Because, like you said, you had Nana, you had Mama. I had Auntie, I had the candy lady down the street watching. Like, wish you would step out of line.
Absolutely.
Right? And I feel like over the years, Big Mama, Madea took their hands off with, each generation. It was just like, ugh.
I don't think.
Well, they got younger.
I think that the
grandmothers and Madea got younger,
and the mamas was like, "Mama, do what I'm gonna do. You don't tell my child."
Right.
True.
And when you have, I was 16. I remember somebody in my school getting pregnant. So if you have someone who is 16 trying to raise a child, they haven't lived enough life to kind of give them certain lessons. And so I think that began as a change. But I just struggle with this idea of what like a lady is and that sort of thing, because that's not my life. And, it just sounds very elitist in a lot of ways. I feel like, if people are presenting themselves authentically in the world, I feel like there's judgment when we are saying that people are not being ladylike, or when we are putting our impressions of what that looks like onto other people, and that gives you the right to look down your nose at them or to see them a particular way. And so that's just kind of where I struggle with that.
Yeah, I totally disagree with that. I think that a young lady should be presented as a lady. You are a lady. You were born into this world as a lady. God created you as a lady. When he created Adam and Eve, he know what he did. There's nothing that God did that's wrong. If you are a lady, you're going to be treated as such. You need to learn how to carry yourself as a lady. You're a lady. We're all ladies. Okay? It's not looking down on someone. Because I'm an etiquette teacher, I don't look down at other people when I see them do something that's unethical or unladylike. You know, I don't look down at them. I'll probably give them a business card or something like that, but I don't look down at people because they don't know better. But if you're a lady, yeah, carry yourself like a lady. That's just my opinion.
We're going to take that one and take a break real quick, and we'll be right back to wrap up.
Attention, all divas, fashionistas, and ladies of style and sophistication. Lisa Danae's Diva Den is now open.
Attention, all divas, fashionistas, and ladies of style and sophistication. Lisa Danae's Diva Den is now open for your online shopping pleasure. We offer custom designs created exclusively for the Diva Den, including our Queen collection, specifically designed with you in mind. Choose from tees, tanks, hoodies, leggings, face masks, and home decor. Tired of those cookie cutter looks and boring styling options? The Diva Den can help you get your shine on. Visit us today at www.lisaden. If you're looking for a keynote speaker for your next event, look no further than Miss Mimi of Mimi Speaks, specializing in panel discussions, women's luncheons and conferences, and fashion shows and trade shows. Miss Mimi brings her unique blend of experience and training to make a lasting impression on your guests and clients. With powerful, engaging, thought-provoking topics and presentations, Miss Mimi will provide your guests with meaningful takeaways and life-changing revelations. Also available for red carpet interviews and premieres. Hey, it's your girl Lisa Danae, and I want to tell you about my new book of the month, When the Pieces Begin to Fit by Nikki L. Jones. Have you ever felt discouraged, depressed, struggling to find your purpose? This book will help you make sense of it all and inspire you to keep moving forward. Nikki uses her own personal journey to illustrate that you are more than your situation and you can overcome. Get your copy of When the Pieces Begin to Fit by Nikki L. Jones, available now on Amazon. Be sure to leave a review and tell her Stunner Radio sent you. If you're looking for a keynote speaker for your next event, look no further than Miss Mimi of Mimi Speaks, specializing in panel discussions, women's luncheons and conferences, and fashion shows and trade shows. Miss Mimi brings her unique blend of experience and training to make a lasting impression on your guests and clients. With powerful, engaging, thought-provoking topics and presentations, Miss Mimi will provide your guests with meaningful takeaways and life-changing revelations. Also available for red carpet interviews and premieres. Email us today at iambissmeme@gmail.com for booking information. That's iambissmeme@gmail.com. If you're looking
A woman survivor.
This show is sponsored in part by Sebastian Productions, where we specialize in modeling, runway coaching, personal styling, event production, and consulting. For more information, visit www.sebastianmodeling.com.
And Desire, available now on Amazon, or visit her Facebook.